welcome everyone tuning in on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Noel and I officially welcome you to our show, Two Guys and Their Gym, episode 41. As we are also tuning in on Instagram, so if you see Noel and I looking to the side, we are with you, just that we are multi streaming on Instagram on a separate device. And that makes this show so much more interesting and at the same time complicated for us. But we got this going. Like Noah said, we've been doing
Today,
this for
today, fingers crossed. Last week I messed it up. Noel Chalaya always messes it up. Can I just tell everyone in the audience that whenever something goes wrong, I just tell you lah, okay, it's not Alvin. It's always me. I plug something in different. It's my internet. I upgraded. I forgot to downgrade. It's always me. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell all of y'all out there in case you tune in and you always catch the parts where something goes wrong. It's me. It's not Alvin. So over to you, Alvin. But I see so many of you familiar faces and friends tuning on Instagram. So hello, Penny. Hello, Alexandra. Hello, Kim. Hello, Elin, and a whole bunch of you. We'll get to you all shortly. I'm gonna pass it back to Alvin for introductions and to kick us off. I have an icebreaker question for y'all. But again, over to you, Alvin. There's something else you wanted to
I
say to
love
everyone?
that. I just want to welcome everyone to
Yeah.
our show. And today we have various segments. We have show and tell, we have special guest Simran, we have spotlight, and of course, ask us anything, where you post any questions in related to health, fitness, nutrition, or business, or even some personal questions. If you ask and we see them suitable, Noel and I will bring them up, we'll answer them for you in our last segment, Ask Us Anything. And how you do that, just comment your questions in the comment below or on Instagram.
Absolutely. So this is a Q&A. So if you have anything you want to ask, don't feel shy. No such thing as a bad or stupid question. Comment below, especially when we have our guest Simran later who comes on. If you have anything you want to ask him, because Simran's super wise and been in the industry for so long. And okay, I'll save his introductions for later. But here's the thing, my friends. If you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, do us a favor. We want to know you better. We want to know where are you streaming in from? Comment below. And here's my little icebreaker question for you. When was the last you cleaned out your fridge? I laugh because it's either you haven't cleaned out your fridge in a very long time or you just cleaned it. Most people don't, right? It's I want to know. Okay, so comment below where are you streaming in from and when was the last you cleaned your fridge. I will go first.
So
My name is
Noel,
Noel.
before you answer, when you mean clean out your fridge, meaning you eat all the food in the fridge or literally clean the fridge?
Great question. Okay, not eat all the food in the fridge, but I meant like spring cleaning. Because you know why? People like to like dump stuff in the fridge. Oh, this one I bought a tapao, cannot eat. Okay, I put here. People put things in the fridge, and if you go and dig and dig and dig, you're gonna find things that were there 6 months ago. If I dig my fridge, I will find something like that. Maybe some of y'all are so good with your fridge that you never put stuff in there and let it go bad, then that's awesome. Again, I want to know when's the last you cleaned out the fridge. So I'll go first, okay? When I say clean out your fridge, I don't mean eating everything. Great. Thank you for clarifying, Alvin. Some of us may think like, oh, I ate everything, right? Okay, so I'm Noel. I'm streaming from Kuala Lumpur. And the last I cleaned out my fridge was about 3 months ago. And before that, at least 6 to 7 months. And I can tell you the things that I found. I found okay, this was the most significant lah. I found candy, jelly beans. I found jelly beans that I bought from my last trip to America, and I think it was during Halloween. So all the candy was like really cheap, and I don't even eat jelly beans, right? I bought this really giant bag of jelly beans, and because it was like half the price. And so I came back, and you know, the pandemic for almost 2 years. So when was the last time I went to America? 2 years. So it's been sitting in my fridge for 2 years. The bag got torn somehow. So there were jelly beans all over, and I kept it in my vegetable compartment. So you would find vegetables. So we don't see it because when you dig everything out and remove everything, where's the jelly beans underneath all that stuff? So if you've never cleaned out your fridge, now's a good time to go check. You never know what you might find. So that's my little sharing. I'm curious to know, Alvin, when's the last you cleaned out your fridge?
So I'm gonna say that I'm tuning in from Kajang, and I can't remember when's the last time I cleaned out my fridge. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
say
goodness! You know what that means? It means you've never cleaned out your fridge.
that's right. That's right. I've never actually removed everything and clean and wipe.
Okay,
I've never done
I,
that.
I'm, I'm a
So
bit I'm a bit worried, Alvin. You better wear a mask and go and clean out your fridge.
I will. I'm gonna do that this week.
All right. So, my friends,
Yes.
if you're just streaming in, here's a little conversation starter. Comment below where are you streaming in from, and comment below when was the last you cleaned out your fridge. And later, when Simran comes on, we're going to ask him when he cleaned out his fridge. Simran, it's not too late to go and clean it out now, unless you haven't cleaned it out like Alvin. For I can't even remember. I'm going to read out some of the replies I'm seeing on Instagram. Alexandra is saying, "My mom does the fridge cleaning. How convenient. I just enjoy whatever is in it." I love that, Alexandra. I think that's the best answer. One day you will have your own fridge and you will learn how to clean it. Uh, 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 Chichi Michael is saying 1 month ago. Awesome. That's actually quite good. Sarada Sambandan is saying last weekend and she's streaming in from KL. Wow, Elvin, are you feeling pressure or not? Everyone's cleaning their fridge. Only you, looks like only you haven't. Also, Penny is here. Thank you, Penny, for joining. Kim is here. My mom is here. I should ask my mom. Mama, when is the last you cleaned your fridge? My mom's fridge is impeccable. The last time I went back home, it's so clean. It's just my fridge that has issues. Okay, over to you, Alvin. What do we have in store next, and what's coming up for today's show?
So before I move to our next segment, I invite those of you who are tuning in on Facebook and LinkedIn to please share this live so that you can reach out to more people. Today's episode it's filled with insights, wisdom from our special guests, and perhaps some answers that might help you move forward in your fitness journey. So please share if you're tuning in on Instagram, tag someone, or perhaps comment a question. This will help to grow our show and to help us understand you a little bit better. With that being said, I invite you all to our next segment, which is show and tell. This is where we show you something and tell you a little story about it. And this segment is dedicated from Noel to you to share with you something. What do we have, Noel?
Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm firstly going to go to my camera on StreamYard. Okay, so everyone, this is behind the scenes. Okay, I need to disable my green screen. My Instagram friends, don't worry about it. I'm going to disable my green screen because otherwise you can't see it. And all of y'all will know that, oh my gosh, Noel is not sitting in front of his gym. I'm not, I'm at home. Alvin's actually in his gym. Okay, and I'm disabling my green screen because I'm going to show you something green. So my show and tell for you today is to all my friends and everyone who's been following the show for a while. I shared before this how I was, this is the MCO in the lockdown, and I started gardening and I was growing things in my garden, and I was trying to grow these giant sunflowers. Okay, you all remember that? Giant sunflowers. And if you're following me on Instagram, I keep posting pictures of the sunflowers. You know, I mean, how many people actually ask me, are you standing or are you kneeling next to your plant? Because the giant sunflower actually comes like a little higher than my head. So
Yeah.
some people actually message me to say, are you kneeling next to your plant? I say, I'm not kneeling. The plant is actually taller than me because it grows so fast. So this is the well, it's a bit of a sad story because the flowers they've reached the end of their life. That means all the petals have dropped. And what's the next stage? And when something comes to an end, there's always a new beginning. So today I'm going to show you the new beginning. I'm going to show you sunflower seeds from my sunflower. And to all of y'all who thought that my sunflower was very small, I was using some filter, I'm going to bring it next to you and show you that it's as big as my face. This is without the
Wow.
petals, okay? The petals have dropped off. And if you like look really close, if I'm actually I cut it off. I cut it off the sunflower plant. It's actually quite heavy also. It's like at least, I think at least half a kg, at least 1 pound plus. And it's a bit hard to zoom in, but if I brush off the top, I plucked it out to let it dry. So that means it's ready, and you don't leave it on your plant because the birds and the squirrels, and I've got monkeys. I live next to monkeys in the park. All these animals are going to come and eat the sunflower seeds. It's like a buffet for them. So you got to cut it and you got to hang it upside down. So I've cut all my sunflowers. This is the biggest one that I have. I'm going to hang it upside down. I just brought it here to show you all. And these are the sunflower seeds. I think I can pull one out now. It's actually, it's like if you all eat kwachi, right? So if you actually eat a kwachi, a sunflower seed actually looks like it. Okay, here you go. Let's pull one out now. So I'm going to bring it closer to my link. There you go. Can you kind of see? Is it focusing? It's a small seed. You see the stripe on the seed. There you go.
Yes.
There you go. So my LinkedIn and Facebook friends, you're seeing it. To my Instagram friends, there you go. It's a sunflower seed. It's like short and fat. Not the typical kwachi you eat, but it's odd because this small seed produces the biggest sunflowers you've ever seen. It's not ready to eat yet. If you want to eat this as a kwachi sunflower seed, you have to roast it. So I'm first letting it dry first, and then I'm going to decide, like, do I eat it or do I plant it? And if I were to plant it, I've got literally like, I don't know, I think there's like 500 seeds here. I was telling Kim that I think we should open a little Shopee store and sell sunflower seeds because I bought 20 seeds for like $10. So if I have like 500 seeds here, I'm like, this is just one flower, right? So anyway, I just wanted to show you this because I think it's awesome. We always eat the kwachi. We don't see where it comes from. We eat the sunflower seeds. We don't see the sunflower. And I'm very fascinated. I'm very happy how this whole thing turned out. Sad because the flowers don't last very long, just a couple of weeks, and then they start to droop over. But that's my little show and tell for you. And if any of you are like, hey, Noel, I want to plant those seeds, let me know. I'll hook you up. I've got like literally like 500, I don't know, I should count. Maybe 1,000 seeds for all you know. There's so many seeds. And if you want some sunflower seeds to plant, I can tell you this, that the reason why I was planting sunflowers, Alvin, it's the easiest thing to grow. Like there's no way you can mess it up. I messed up a lot of my plants. Some of them died. But there's no way you can mess up the sunflowers. So if any of you want to plant giant sunflowers that will grow taller, then you let me know. I will hook you up with some seeds before I roast them. Because if I roast them, then you can't grow them anymore. That's my little show and tell for you today.
I love that, Noel. I love that past few episodes or past few weeks, you've shown us show and tell little sunflowers, and now you've shown us the big sunflowers. I wonder next few episodes what flowers you're going to show us, Noel? Well, I'm sure you
I think
always
it'll
have
be the
something.
same, but like lots of it because I've got like 500 seeds and I don't know what to do with it. So we'll see.
So you got to bring us to your little garden of Eden, garden of Noel for that.
We will.
With that being said, I invite all of you. Remember, we have Ask Us Anything segment in the end. So this is time to comment your questions. And we're going to have our guest Simran in here in the next few seconds. If you do have any questions for Simran and address it to Simran, Noel and I will bring that up during Simran's live video so that you can have Simran himself answer your question. How about that? Without further ado, I invite Simran, our amazing, awesome guest, onto our show. Hi, Simran.
Hey, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfect.
Fantastic. Sorry, let
Perfectly
me
clear.
just drop my audio. Okay.
Yes, Simran is muting or lower down his volume on his phone.
Yep.
I'm just gonna give one sentence of intro of who Simran is. If you've heard of Viper Challenge or you do obstacle race in Malaysia, well, Simran is the person who decides you do the pull-up first and then you run 1 kilometer and then you carry the sandbag. You know what? The sandbag, let's put 20 kilos. That is Simran, the behind mastermind of obstacle race and some of the marathons in Malaysia. So welcome on board, Simran. Noel and I are so happy and grateful to have you here.
No, thank you. I'm really excited to be here, guys. I've been watching a couple of episodes. It's been good. I think what you guys are doing is awesome. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Just very quickly, are you hearing any bounce back from my end? Are you hearing any kind of echoes?
It's okay for us. I think we should just ask the audience if they are hearing something. Because the last time we had a show, we had Lipchin on board, and it was fine for us. And everyone said that Lipchin sounded like he was doing karaoke or something, which was hilarious, hilarious for the rest of them. So to all of those tuning in on Instagram, anyone else, please let us know if the audio is okay. This is the tricky, challenging part about trying to stream in 3 places at one go.
Yeah.
And love the beard, Simran. How long have you been growing that?
2 days.
No way.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's like, you don't keep track anymore. It's it has a
Right.
life of its own.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Over to you. Alvin has some questions for you. He's going to kick it off.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much, Simran. First
Yeah.
of all, Simran, having you on our show, can you share with us a little bit of what is one thing you are currently doing?
Apart from taking care of the kids every day. So yeah, one thing I'm doing now is virtual coaching. So I do virtual small group PT, virtual one-on-one, and that's been a really good learning curve, pivoting from what we used to do pre-pandemic, right? And yeah, I think that's been great. It's kind of suited with, having that, scheduling and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's probably what I'm doing now, virtual coaching. Yeah.
And before this, Simran, I know that you were part of the Wiper, and then the pandemic happens. How was the transition like for you over there?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people know me from just digging holes and standing there and screaming at them at Viper Challenge. But when the pandemic came, especially towards the end of 2020, I made the decision like, hey, okay, I think it's just time to kind of hang up the boots full time and I think kind of realign with the family and focus on those kind of priorities. So yeah, I think it was just for me the right timing. It was 6 years of just madness. If you've ever organized events, it was just 6 years of just all out intensity and trying to get these events through. So yeah, I just it's just basically time to hang the boots, and whatever I do from now on will basically be as a freelance or just to help out. But yeah.
Yeah. And that's awesome, Simran. How many kids do you have?
I have 3 wonderful
Wow.
kids. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a full-time job. And here's the thing, to everyone tuning in, I can't say this about every guest, but Simran made me do burpees. I don't know if you remember, Simran,
Was
but
that the PJ Astaka evening
that's
session? Of course I
right.
remember. I
So
remember all my sessions.
yeah, and that was it, man. You were like pioneering outdoor stuff in the mud, in the
Yeah.
rain, and everything. I think that in Malaysia right now, every boot camp out there right now kind of branched out or got some sort of inspiration from what you first started. That's I will say that. I will say that. So you really are a pioneer, and I can't say this to a lot of our guests, but and all my regular watchers know that Noel's the guy who doesn't do burpees and he wouldn't make it. But Simran made me do burpees, and I did it willingly. So I went for one of his boot camps that he did at the PJ, the Astaka field, and and Simran's still doing boot camps, still in fitness even until now. So thank you for that experience. What is the scene right now? What is the response now to outdoor boot camps?
I think during the pandemic, obviously, I think a lot of boot camps, or let's just call it outdoor group training programs,
Right.
probably went virtual. I think all of us did. I think now coming back into a bit of normality, though it's not really normal. Our outdoor sessions have picked up again. Numbers, I don't think. I think the numbers are going to take time to kind of push up because of people getting used to it. But I think eventually, if you take something away from people long enough, they're going to want it back eventually. I think there's going to be. I think somehow things will reset. That's what I feel. It might take a year, it might take 2 years, but I think eventually people want to get outdoors. So I think there will always be a market for it. There'll be the ebbs and the lows. I mean, the highs and the lows of it, right?
Yeah.
The peaks and troughs. But yeah, I definitely. I mean, currently, I think it's going to take time to pick up. But we just have to give it a bit of time and have a bit of patience, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm very happy for you guys, because here's the thing, like a lot of the gyms, like we included, are trying to open the windows and improve the ventilation, and you guys are like already out there. As in, like, ventilation, we had it since the past 10 years, so that's really good. So the people are going to come back, and that's awesome. Over to you, Alvin. You have something you want to ask Simran?
Now that you mentioned on outdoor boot camps or outdoor training, right? I think a lot of people here one of the things that they miss are like marathons. So moving forward, now, of course, this year we don't see any marathons, Standard Chartered, everything is put on hold. How are like obstacle race like Vipers, Spartans, or marathon going to look like in the future, Simran? Is it going to be same? Is it going to be different? What are some of your thoughts about it?
I think again, maybe how they format it will be slightly different. How they kind of, maybe the numbers will be kind of staggered out a bit more throughout the day. And that's kind of the beauty of obstacle races. Obstacle races, there's a big market for people who are really interested in it. And if you get, thousands of people, you just have to be a bit smarter in terms of logistics and maybe kind of spread them out from 7 a.m. all the way to 4. So I think distancing is going to be key and stuff. I'm sure there'll be innovations where at the obstacle will be sanitized, not hard. You can have drones flying over and sanitize people. I mean, it depends on how technological you want to get, right? But I think maybe the numbers per se will be a bit more tapered. But I think people will come back. Someone's going to do it. I mean, someone's going to make the first move eventually, and it'll just take once public confidence comes back, and we just have to do it very, very smartly. Marathons included. As of now, I don't think anyone's really started anything yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next coming weeks or months.
Yeah,
I think everyone's just waiting, right? For who's going to make the first move.
Or they have like virtual runs right now. You run by yourself and then you collect the distance.
Yep, that was huge during the pandemic. I think it will be huge for a very long, long time. But I also think there's a lot of people that want to get back to the whole social aspect, right? A lot of people that join these things, fun runs and stuff, it's a social aspect. You want to have fun with your friends, your family. Not all of us have a fitness target. We just want to have fun, on the weekend, right? Yeah,
that's right. And that's great. And I think these events bring people together, even because they look forward to things like this, and where they can go with their friends, go with the family, go with the gym friends, and just to hang out. And I think the time is right. And if I can quote, recently there was a study done by Les Mills, and the study actually said that in countries where they had reopened like 5 to 6 months ago, the turnout at gyms and programs are better than what it was compared to before the pandemic. So people are like coming back to the gyms and to their fitness programs like with a vengeance. They are like coming back. So if anything, I think gyms can look forward to it. Obstacle racing, there's going to be this massive comeback. So I think if you guys do an event soon, Simran, it may be like your biggest event ever. So and I wish that for you guys, and that would be really, really cool. And I might sign up. Alvin, are you going?
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely.
Okay, Simran, I have a question for you. What is your number one advice? Because we have a lot of trainers watching us and watching our recordings as well. And because you're involved in fitness education and helping trainers to become better in what they do, what is your number one advice for fitness professionals or trainers who are just starting out in this industry, guys?
I think start somewhere. Find a facility, find a gym. Just get your feet wet. I think it's always important to go and find a facility or place where you can get mentored. You can just learn the right things, build your confidence up. Because I understand when we start off, it's not easy. Building rapport, building relationships. It's not something that I think a lot of us have to work on. I'm an introvert. I don't, apart from what I do, with this and work, and I don't really, I keep to myself most of the time. So I think, to build that's the most important skill set, right? I mean, all the other skills you can learn, your certifications, your stuff, but just the talking, building that confidence, building the rapport. Go find a facility. There's so many gyms out there that are looking for trainers. Get that experience, and then from there, just work hard. Just work hard and be trustworthy and care. That's probably my main advice. People know when you're caring. You can't fake that.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my advice.
Alvin?
Yes, I love that. When you mention about care, one thing that comes to my mind, being a personal trainer, is that clients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I think this applies to everyone in the service line, especially in the fitness line. We can have so many certification, but when the attention is not primarily focused on the client, then it's a different trainer, it's a different service, it's a different aura between the clients and the trainers. So I love that, Simran.
I'm going to read out a
Yeah.
comment I see on Instagram. OBC Malaysia says that Simran loves floor walks. What's a floor walk, Simran?
That sounds like a prank from OBC Malaysia. I have no idea what a floor walk is. Sounds like a moving plank.
Okay, all right. Alvin, you have a question for Simran?
I think a floor walk, after this, Simran is going to invent something, probably walking and stand on the floor or what, I'm not sure. Simran always have some creative and innovative movements up his sleeve. Now, with that being said, Simran, what is the best way for our audience to know more about what are you currently doing? And of course, I'm going to share your social media links below in the comment. So how they can find out more about your virtual trainings and reach out to you more for questions.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can just reach out to me at Facebook, Simran Latif. You can obviously, personally message me if you're looking for advice or, coaching. If it's more towards the group training side of things, do have a look at Boleh Fit, which is the reiteration of OBC Malaysia. So it's pretty much the same community. It's been with us for the past, I guess, 10 years. It's just kind of rebranded, and it's being headed by one of my former coaches, which is Hadri, and he's doing a fantastic job. And so I basically coach there with him, and I do virtual TRX. I do mobility Wednesdays. So that's become my kind of thing now because I'm getting old, and we all know what that feels like. And mobility is good. Mobility and stability is good, very good for a lot of us. And I'd also do virtual suspension training. That's kind of what I do with Boleh Fit. That's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm a full-time dad, and I get to spend a bit more time refinding my passion in the gym now. And back to the gym and working out.
That's
Love
awesome.
that. Thank you, Simran. I'm going to put all the link to whatever Simran mentioned in the comment on the Facebook section.
Got it. So if anyone wants to check out what Simran's doing, you'll be able to check out those links. And make sure before Simran goes in a few minutes, I have a few questions I'm going to ask Simran, and then we'll be done in less than 5 minutes. But before Simran goes, to everyone watching this right now, especially on Instagram, just be sure to just tap that little arrow that you see at the top and make sure you're following Simran. But here's the thing, Simran, I noticed actually your last post on Instagram was, I think, in 2014. So is there a better place that we should follow you, or should we follow Boleh Fit? Is that what we should follow?
Unfortunately, I never took your advice when I went for that, marketing workshop at Starbucks. But yeah, I must say, I'm a dinosaur. It's like, I've been so into the, in the process, just working that I've never really developed my social media. But I think Facebook is the best place if you want to reach me.
Okay.
I will try and, get on the Instagram bandwagon and start, but we'll see. We'll see if timing allows and, the inspiration comes there. But Facebook is probably the best bet. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're here now live from not posting for 6-7 years. Suddenly you jumped on.
Yeah. It's an improvement. Yeah, for sure.
The people on Instagram are wondering, like, this must be something's not right. But okay. So Simran, we're about to wrap up, but I have a series of rapid fire questions to ask you. And how this rapid fire thing works is that have you done speed dating before? I've never, but just wondering.
Not really, Noel.
Okay, but you know how it works? It's like it's just got to be quick, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you some very straightforward questions. The key is to answer the first thing that comes to your mind. Sounds good?
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. 7 a.m. workout or 7 p.m. workout?
7 p.m.
Okay. Squats or deadlifts?
Squats.
CrossFit, yes or no?
Yes.
Dumbbells or kettlebells?
Dumbbells.
If you could work out with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
The Rock.
Running on a treadmill or running in the great outdoors?
Oh, for sure, outdoors.
Vegan burgers, yes or no?
I was vegetarian to the age of 7, so I'll say yes.
Wow. What is one embarrassing thing that has happened in your career?
Oh, what's embarrassing thing? Probably not waking up for boot camp. Didn't happen that often, but I don't know if you guys experience it. Not waking up for boot camp, and then people
Yes,
calling me
Alvin
like,
and I would.
"Where's
Yeah.
the instructor? Where's the coach?" Yeah.
Alvin and I were just talking about this 2 days ago. We've all done the oversleep thing.
Of
Wow.
course.
Okay. If you won 10 million ringgit tomorrow, Simran, what would you spend it on?
I would save it for the kids' education, and probably give some out to charity also, because I think there's a lot of people out there that need it.
Love that. There's 2 more questions. If you had to write a book tomorrow, what would the title be?
Be kind.
Love it. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would that be?
My second home, Adelaide, Australia.
Ooh. Tell us about that. What do you mean by second home?
Well, before I came back, I was in Australia for 6 years. So I did my degree there. I worked in health promotion, and then I just stumbled into a fitness manager job in Fitness First when I came back. So that was I came back. I came back after 6 years of being overseas because I just missed home too much, and yeah.
Wow.
But I always have a soft spot for Adelaide.
Right.
Great place.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for playing our rapid fire questions. I'm going to wrap it
Thank
up
you.
and actually pass it to Alvin, who's going to just
Yes.
summarize everything. Thank you, Simran.
I love that. Very nice, interesting new questions, Noel. And thank you, Simran, for that quick response. Now, before we let you go, Simran, is there anything else you'd like to say that we did not have the opportunity to ask you today? Any last final words to everyone watching this?
No, I think what you guys are doing is great. I hope the viewership grows. I think the great thing about this content is going to be around for the next 100 years. So, you're curating content that maybe my grandchildren will watch one day. So I think it's great, and I look forward to seeing who else comes on board in the next coming few weeks.
Thank you so much, Simran. Thank you for your wisdom and
Thank
sharing
you.
today. We are grateful for your time and we wish you all the best ahead, Simran.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Simran.
Bye.
Have a good night. Take care. Bye.
Wow. I love his answer, Noel. When you said rapid fire question, he really got that right. He think for a split second and then he straight away says that.
Yeah.
And I love he's very composed. And that's Simran. That is Simran.
That is him. And like I said earlier as well, Simran's the guy who made me do burpees and all of that. Simran is a very composed person. He's probably still watching this and like, oh my god, I'm talking behind my back. Not behind the back, huh? You can hear us. But really, Simran, that's why Alvin invited Simran to be on the show. We are very honored and privileged actually to have someone like Simran on the show. And many of you who've been in the industry for a while would know who he is, the many things he's done. He's worked in gyms, he's done his own thing, and really just achieved so much. So I'm very grateful to have a guest like Simran on the show. And of course, we have more guests coming up in the weeks to come as well. But that was really awesome. I got so much out of it. And especially when he said that we are creating content that's going to be here for 100 years. Actually, it's very true, Alvin. I read that somewhere the other day also, because all this stuff that's out there right now, YouTube is not going to delete it after 50 years. When we are dead and gone, it's going to be there. It's going to be there.
That's right.
Someone someday, like maybe your grandkids or something, great grandchildren somewhere, it's gonna look up Noel Chalaya, Alvin Neto, and they're gonna find these episodes. They're gonna see me here talking with this little. Oh my goodness! Actually, when you said that, I felt like, yeah, a bit pressured now. Like maybe it's gonna be around for 100 years. It's not just 24 hours like an IG story. That really struck me. But what also struck me was that this show, Alvin, what you and I are doing, going to be around for 100 years. And I'm grateful I get to do this with you. What was your favorite part about the whole little interview we just had with Simran?
I think I like that. I like that when you say that, it kind of push my thoughts forward, and I totally agree. And that's the beauty of talk shows like this. It stays on, and it's always on our social medias, on our platforms. And I always believe this: when the time is right, certain words, certain knowledge, certain information will just hit you right there, and you feel like, oh my gosh. And that will be the turning point in your life, be it in your career, your relationship, your personal. And it's like you see quotes, you see so many quotes every day, but one fine day when you're going through certain thing and you see these particular quotes and like, wow, there you have it. And that's the game changer. And that's the
Yeah.
purpose of our life. We bring you all different kinds of segments like Noel show and tell, sunflower to inspire you. Maybe right now, maybe in episode 60, Alvin is gonna plant sunflower somewhere. His house, his neighbor's garden. It's like, hey, you never know.
I'm
And
not
that's
responsible for all your plants, okay? If it dies, I'm not. I won't. But yeah, okay. But that's so true. Awesome. Yeah, you're right,
yes.
Alvin. Yeah.
So moving on to our next segment is spotlight, where we highlight a particular person, issues, or something that we want you to know because it's important. And I'm going to take this segment by spotlighting one of our dearest friends. Both Noel and I knew her very, very well. She is Betty, super Betty. And the reason why she is super Betty, because she just turned 91 years young. 91. And not just
Yeah.
91, she's also a presenter. So when we go to like Asian Fitness Conference, she's there teaching classes, teaching movements classes, not lecture, movements. And we also have her in our weekly mentoring group where she shares how she teach aqua fitness. She gets into the pool, she dance with them, she do movement with that, and that's really, really inspiring. The reason why I spotlight this is because when I age, I want to be like her, 91 years young and still moving and living the passion, teaching. And that's just beautiful. Before I pass it, I want to share a picture. And it's a very
Do we
beautiful
have a
picture
photo?
because you're in it, Noel. And maybe you can
I'm in the
share
photo.
when was this?
Oh, this is this is in a in a bakery section next to a restaurant in Mykonos, Greece, if I'm not mistaken. We went in there. I don't remember who that the pastry guy is, but this is like next
That's
to where we
him.
had dinner. So
Yeah.
this at least, wow, I don't have the exact year, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. But you're right, Elvin, as in like we've known Betty for so long. We've had many encounters with her. I've traveled to so many places and met with Betty. We've been to fitness conventions, and Betty's not just there as a friend, but she's teaching classes. I've been to classes where Betty was teaching, and you said it so true. When I hope I live until I'm 91. When
You
I'm
will.
90, I want to be just like Betty. So Betty, if you're watching this at some point,
Yep. Shout out to Betty.
that's our goal. I actually find myself thinking that what am I going to be doing when I'm 70 even? And here is Betty, 91 years young, just turned 91 a few days ago. I'm grateful. Alvin and I are grateful to know you. And this is really a shout out. We should maybe one day have her on our show, but it's a little tricky
Yes.
because of time difference. Betty stays in New Jersey, in America. It's a little tricky. It's like 13 hours behind or something. But yes, awesome, Elvin. Like what an amazing person to highlight. Yeah. When's the first time you met Betty?
I would say AFC, perhaps
AFC.
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
had the privilege to spend slightly more time in person with her when I went to Puerto Rico. She was there.
Oh, she was there.
That was that was 2 years ago.
Great.
Right.
Yeah,
Before the
I
COVID.
first met Betty also in an AFC. So you see, AFC coming up soon next year. The dates are out.
Next year.
I cannot remember it on the top of my head, but it is it like end September,
And
October?
September, first weekends of October. That's
First
right,
weekend of
2020,
October, Asia
2022.
Fitness Convention.
Mm-hmm.
We are not paid to say this. We are not sponsored by AFC, but we can tell you that Asia Fitness Convention changed our life. Alvin and I
Right.
will not be doing this live because I met Alvin not in Malaysia, not in KL. I met him in Bangkok in a fitness convention. What are the odds
That's
of that?
right.
And we met so many people. That's where I met Lawrence. That's where I met Betty. That's where Kim and
We
I
met
had our
Penny.
first date. That's where we met Penny.
What?
There's so much that can go on about Asia Fitness Convention. Maybe we should do a giveaway one day, but it's gonna be huge. It's about in 1 year's time. We haven't been able to meet in person, so that's coming up soon. It's big because they just confirmed the dates for next year. So
Right.
that's why. And if you don't know about Asia Fitness Convention, drop us a message. We'll hook you up with something or get you connected or sign up together and get a group discount or something like that. We'll do that. But I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you for sharing that your little spotlight with Betty. Um, my spotlight, I have a little spotlight to share as well. My spotlight is actually you. I know I said I'm going to share about my close friends. I have a photo in my phone, but I won't be able to pull it up unless Alvin has it right now. He can pull it up. But here's the thing: to everyone watching this, I think throughout the whole pandemic, from episode 1 until episode 41, the only time I've ever met Alvin was, I think, two times. One was when he came over to a cafe behind my house and I gave him a book.
That's right.
And the second time was 2 days ago. If you're following us on Instagram, you would have seen that, hey, Noel had dinner with Alvin. And it was
That's
Alvin who
right.
initiated it and said, let's go for dinner. And it's so crazy, right? You just really sit and think about it. And again, Alvin, Kim and I don't go out and meet with a lot of people. We kind of secluded in a way. We just focused in what we do. So Alvin asked us out for dinner. We're like, okay, let's go out. And Alvin asked all these questions, just like how we bring our guests on show and we ask them all these questions. Kim and I are having dinner with Alvin, and he's asking us all these questions. And these are questions that no one asked us. Like, so who's your best friend, Noel? What do you do for fun? What do you do? And I'm like, well, no one's asked me all these questions. So thinking about today's show, and I wanted to highlight someone because we always highlight our clients. I just really wanted to highlight Alvin because when Alvin asked me 2 days ago during dinner, who's your best friend? I realized that I don't mix with people from my school anymore. I don't just I just don't. Okay, I'm not hanging out with all my school friends. I'm not. So I told Alvin that if you want to see who am I actually hanging out with, Alvin, the most, it's probably you. So yeah, so my spotlight today, my client spotlight is really my close friend, and my close friend is actually you. I'm not making this up. I'm not saying this just
Oh,
because we are on the Monday night show. It's actually you. And we may not share a lot of stuff. We may have personal stuff that we don't share with each other for now. But if I really think back about who's the one person who's been a constant, always there, hearing me out, texting me, how are you doing, Noel? No one does that other than you.
uh,
So it's a shout out to you, Alvin. It's a little honor moment um, uh, for you. People are saying it's really sweet. Yeah, yeah. But it's true. It's so
that
awkward.
is really sweet.
If
Nothing
I
to be
could blush and
awkward.
turn red, I'll be turning red now. But Indian people don't turn red. But it's really true, Alvin. It really is. Thank you for making dinner happen 2 days ago. Otherwise, Kim and I would just be doing our own thing. It's just me and her and the dog and our business. And the only other friends we have is like we go to AFC, we go to overseas, we meet with people like Betty and Lawrence. Our circle of friends is very small. It's very
Right.
small. And I'm glad that you are in that circle. That's really all I wanted to say. And I think your clients are very lucky to have you as their trainer because you're an amazing person. I think everyone should have a friend like Alvin. I will
Uh,
leave it at that. That's my
the
sharing
honor.
for
The,
my spotlight.
and in response to that, I'm just going to say thank you, Noel, and love is the most powerful thing in the world. And when it is that we receive love, that we are able to give love. So I feel that, this show, the relationship, the friendship, and the connection with everyone watching today's episode, live or offline, that's the beauty of it, that we all support one another and then we all grow towards a better version of ourselves. And in order to do that, do not do fitness alone. Hashtag from Noel. Never do fitness alone, including myself. So that's why we are doing all of this together. And with that, I lead you to our next segment, which is Ask Us Anything. If you have any questions, you need the support, you need an Alvin and Noel insight to help you move forward, this is it. Ask us anything. All you have to do is comment any questions in the comment chat below. On Instagram, you can post it up, little question mark, and then Noel will pin it up and we all will answer your question. And I have a question here already, someone that sent in through our Q&A on our stories. And I'm going to read this question and I'm going to pass it to you first, Noel.
Oh,
It's a long question. I'm summarize it as, now that MCO is lifted and we can go gathering and birthdays almost every week. So this person asked, how can I stick to my diet while I'm eating out? What are some tips that the person can somehow still maintain their fitness goal while they are eating out now? And which is true, like we all are going out more often. The past 2 years, we only stay at home. So it's easier to eat clean. What can we do?
okay. So the question is, how can I not mess up my diet when I go out and eat? That's kind of what this person is asking. I have a couple of ways I want to answer this. The first thing I would say is that, hey, if you're just going out for one meal, it's just one meal. What are you going to possibly do in that one meal that's going to mess up all the hard work that you've been putting in? So maybe don't overthink it and just go out there and just have fun with your friends, and don't be the party pooper who's like, oh, sorry, everyone, I'm on a diet. We can't go here. We can't go there. I can't eat this. You don't want to be that person. So my first thing would be to just go out and do what you got to do, because one meal out of if let's say you eat 3 times a day for a week, that's 21 meals.
That's right.
In a month, that's 84 meals. So if in a month you went out and celebrated, let's say your friends getting married lah, bridal shower lah, whatever, and you went and ate from 6 o'clock until 10 o'clock, it's just 1 out of 84. If you ate nothing according to plan, 1 out of 84 is not going to be a huge deal. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter at all. Just go out there and do your thing. Okay? Just don't let it carry on until, oh, today I ate, okay, tomorrow breakfast, I'll screw the whole week. I screwed my Monday, let me screw the whole week. That's what you don't want. Okay? So
That's
if you're
right.
going to go out, just go out. If you're meeting with family, just go out. Just do what you got to do. Don't be the party pooper. That's one way I want to answer it. The other way I want to answer it is that, no, Noel, I'm not even going to eat any rubbish. Please, really help me. What can I do? Okay, so plan in advance. Do a bit of research. Where are you going for lunch or dinner? Every restaurant has the menu available online or something. Plan ahead. Don't go super hungry. Okay, don't go super hungry, so that when you go there, you don't order for your meals out of how you feel, but you order because you are hungry and you want to eat something, and that way you won't overeat. That's the 2 tips I will leave with you. I would just gravitate to the first piece of advice that I gave. Whatever it is, just eat it. Just one meal
That's
out of
right.
84 in a month, and then move on. No guilt. Next day, it's a fresh new start. That's it. That's what I'd say. What about you, Ellen?
I love that, Noel. I love how your tips, which I'm going to add on to a third tip, which is 80-20. It's all about balance. Eating one salad is not going to make you lose weight. Eating one slice of pizza is not going to make you gain weight. As long as you are eating majority of your diet, your nutrition is on point, that little 1-2 meals over the week is not going to do much harm. As long as you stay within your portion size, you know what you're eating within your limits. And I love that you said enjoy your meal with the people around. Because just on behind the scene to share with you watching this, Noel introduced to me sweet appam 2 days ago. And it's delicious. I never tasted sweet appam before, and he was teasing me that appam buffet. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because you're in Kajang, so you got to come out to KL more often.
Yeah, we probably have to do that more. And there you go. I add entire sweet appam, and it's still within my 80/20, and I enjoy. I had a great time, and life goes on. Continue the next day. So that is our top 3 tips on how you can kind of maintain your fitness goal, be in your nutritional protocol requirement while you're eating out. Okay, it's all about balance. So
Yeah,
thank you
speaking
for
about
that question.
balance, Alvin, is in like I think sometimes people feel that if you eat healthy, it has to be some sort of extreme. It doesn't, because it has to be something sustainable. And
That's right.
I have some clients who like they set rules for themselves, okay? And their rules are 5 days out, this is an example, okay? 5 days out of the 7, I will eat well, I will eat healthy, I will eat my vegetables, I will stick to the plan. And 2 days out of the 7 days, I will allow myself to eat whatever I want to eat. And that's okay, because 5 out of 7 is still very, very good. Rather than, like every day you're nervous and you tell yourself that 7 days out of 7 days, I'm going to eat healthy, and this constant battle that you have to strive to achieve something. So it's again, one meal is not going to hurt the whole thing, and really just look at the bigger picture of
That's
things.
right.
It's all about balance, like I've been saying, it's about balance that you want to look at, and not just be on any end of the extreme. Yeah,
100%. So thank you for that question. If there's any more questions, Noel and I will probably take one
yeah.
question.
Let
So
me
I'm
just
looking at Facebook.
quickly look through Instagram as well. We had a bunch of comments, but no questions. And if no questions, that's okay, my friends, because you can always ask us something throughout the week. We just had some comments just now about
Mm-hmm.
AFC. Just a quick shout out to all of y'all who are still on the show. Penny's here, Mong Peng is here, Sharon Kaur, Andrea, Danielle Pinto's here, Kimberly's here, my mom's here, Sarda, Aruna Peters is here, Bhavani, Alexandra, thank you for tuning in. We have a Fladdy B, and Vasanti Rasadurai. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions before we officially end the show, comment below. Let us know. We want to be able to help you. All right, over to you,
That's right.
Alvin, just to kind of wrap up the whole thing for tonight.
And if you have anything that you feel like asking us throughout the week, I invite you to DM us. And if you feel that the question is suitable to bring it up, we will bring it up over the next following episode. And we do have one question here from Facebook, and it is by Rush. Rushindran asks, what do you think about intermittent fasting? So what do you think about IF? Maybe I'm going to take this first, Noel, and
Yeah,
then I'll
go
let
ahead.
you add on to it. So intermittent fasting is where you stop eating for a period of time, and then you create a little window where you eat, and then you repeat that. So it could be 16 hours of no food, and then the next 8 hours you have a meal. So I think that it is a way, if your goal is weight loss, fat loss, it is a way to help you to restrict your meal intake. So you eat lesser meals, lesser frequency, so that it helps you to be in a calorie deficit to help you in your weight loss. Okay. And if it's something that is suitable, that you feel that, yes, I can do that, from this time to this time, no food. And then these are the times that I can eat my meals. And I can eat, when I eat my meals, those are healthy meals. Huh? Not that something you just want to eat, healthy meals. And you see progress. You see that, yeah, I'm feeling good. I can see that my performance in the gym, my energy levels, all these good indicator, then that perhaps can be suitable for you. If it's something that is not sustainable, you find yourself constantly hungry when it's time, when it's meal time, you just want to eat whatever there is, eating more, then perhaps it's not suitable. So that my thought on intermittent fasting, and I'm going to pass to Noel.
What do I think about intermittent fasting? I think you should try it, and if you like it and you feel good, keep doing it. If you hate it, you're upset and angry that you're hungry and you can't eat when your friends are eating, then don't do it. Simple as that. There's nothing magical about it. It's not a magic weight loss solution. For some people, it doesn't make any difference. And for some
That's
people,
right.
it's all the difference. And why is that? Because some people do better when there's some kind of boundaries. And like
Right.
Alvin said just now, it's about certain timing. You eat certain time, you stop at a certain time. It's about boundaries. Because some of us have don't know how to set boundaries when it comes to eating. So if because you're intermittent fasting, now you're going to stop eating at 8 p.m. And if you're not intermittent fasting, you don't stop. 9 o'clock, you're still eating. 10 o'clock, you're still eating. 1 o'clock before bed, you're hungry, you're still eating. But now because you tell yourself that I'm fasting, and now you don't eat, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So try it and see how it works for you. For some people it absolutely sucks. For some people it's life changing, and the only way that you would know is if you try it.
Try it.
I personally think that it's awesome. It's good for a lot of people that I've spoken to. At the same time, I've spoken to people who absolutely cannot do well with it at all. So just try it. I've tried it at some points in my life. I'm sure Alvin has tried it at
Yes.
some points in his life. So, but I don't do it right now. Are you currently doing any form of intermittent fasting, Alvin?
Not at
No.
the moment, Noel.
And
Not
here's the
at the
thing. I think
moment.
most people actually unconsciously do some kind of intermittent fasting. If your last meal at night is at 9 p.m., the next day your first meal is at 9 a.m. You just fasted for 12 hours. Think about that, right? So it's lots of us are already fasting. If you have a normal healthy routine, we are all kind of already fasting. It's just intermittent fasting kind of puts it on paper, makes it official. So try it. I would say just try it and then see how that works. Yeah. All
Thank
right.
you
So
so
if no more
much for
questions,
your
then it's over
question.
to you, Alvin, to kind of wrap it up.
I love that. Once again, thank you so much for your question. Keep them coming through DM as this episode stays in our Facebook. All the links and resources mentioned in today's live, including where you can reach out to our special guest Simran, will be posted in the Facebook version of this live. So always remember to check that out on Facebook. And my invitation is to please share this on Facebook so you reach out to more people. And if you haven't followed us on Facebook, do follow Daily Muscle and Alvin Neto. That's our Facebook page. We'll put the link below so that you get notifications or some latest update that Noel and I share on Facebook that might not been shared on LinkedIn or Instagram. Okay, so you do want to check that out. With that being said, Noel and I thank you all so much for being with us, episode 41. All right. And our invitation to you is our little after party. This is our weekly ritual. After party in Instagram. The handles are below. Switch over to different platform and we'll see you on Instagram.